Hi, my name is Sergey, and today I want to tell you about subversion. What is subversion? Subversion is a version control system that keeps track of change made to files and folders, facilitating data recovery and providing history of changes that have been made over time. Development subversion was started in 2000 at the initiative and with financial support of ColabNet. The initiators of the project want to create a free version control system, basically similar to CVS but devoid of its errors and disadvantages. The purpose of the project to replace are common at the time the system current version control, or CVS, which is now considered absolute. You can see major events in history of subversion below. What is version control good for? First of all, maintaining project file history, so you don't have to worry about it. Managing collaboration on files and project, so multiple developers can work on the same set of files. Managing release, so you know what files are in what version. In Subversion, data stored is in a single repository. Storage can be located on a local drive or on a network server. Working with Subversion is little different from working in other centralized version control system. Customers copy file from the repository, creating a local working copy, and then make changes to the working copy and record the changes in the repository. Multiple clients can simultaneously access to the location. To collaborate on files in Subversion mainly use the copy, change and merger. In additional files that do not allow to merger different binary file formats, you can use the model of block change unlocking. So, Subversion is a centralized system for sharing information. At its core is a repository, which is central store of data. It can be accessed via HTTP or HTTPS connection. Repository remembers every change, every write into it, every change to every file, and even change to the directory tree itself, such as the additional deletion and rearrangement of files and directories. Up to now, Subversion repository storage can be represented by either a Breakly DB database and ordinary file system, or FCFC. The original development of Subversion used the Breakly DB package. Subversion has some limitation with Breakly DB usage when a program that accesses the database crashes or terminates forcibly. No data loss or corruption occurs, but the repository remains offline while Breakly DB replaces the journal and cleans up any outside logs. Safest way to use Subversion with the Breakly DB repository involves a single server process running as one user. In 2004, a new storage subsystem was developed and named FCFC. It worked faster than Breakly DB, backed on directories with a large number of files, and take less disk space due to less logging. Access to Subversion repositories can take place by local file system or network file system, webdev delta over HTTP or HTTPS using the modal SVN model for Apache 2 and custom SVN protocol, where default port is 3619, using plain text or over TCP IP. One can view the Subversion file system as two-dimensional. Two coordinates are used to ambiguously address file system items, path and revision. Name the file system object to Subversion is formed by the same rules as in the Unix-like operation system. There is only one root directory. The path elements are separated by the slash. The revision number in Subversion is a natural number. The address number of the state storage in the process of changing data contained in it. Every successful fiction of changes generates exactly one new revision in the repository. Okay, So let's talk about basic subversion workflow. First of all, get a working copy. Make changes in your copy. Test them locally, integrate them with any changes made to the repository, commit them back to the repository, repeat the step until the release is ready. Track release and start making changes again for next release. Now I tell you on the example of serial command how it works. Okay, checkout. Checkout receives a copy on entry project from the S1 server. Source files, project, make files, resources files, and, and etc. Update receives copies of individual files or folders on server and merges them with your current copy. Commit sends an updated file or your local copy to the S1 server where it is incorporated into the original project database. A new version number is assigned, not the entry project. Add notifies S1 of a new file or folder that needs to be added to the existing project. Here is a good example. Toasty S1. What is Toasty S1? Toasty S1 is a free open source revision control, version control, source control software for Windows. It is standalone subversion client, not integrated with a specific ID, so it can be used with any development tools. You can download Toasty S1 for ToastyNet downloads. Okay, you understand. So next, I will try to show you how to work with Toasty S1. To check out a fresh repository, you must create a folder for your project on your local system. This folder must be empty. Right click on the folder and click S1 checkout. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you to install Toasty S1. You will be enough to click next. Okay. So right click on the folder and click S1 checkout. To check out a fresh repository, enter the URL of your repository. Select on of the checkout depth option and click OK. To update or check for changes, right click on the project folder and select S1 update as shown below. And then S1 will show you a list of updates files. Click OK and you are now ready to work with a new change. To commit change file, right click on the project folder and select S1 commit. S1 will show you all files that have been changed. Select the ones that you'd like to commit. To commit or change file, enter a message in the message box above the selected files. This is not required but recommended so that it will be easier to go back and track your changes later if you ever need to. It's like comment in programming. So, few important tips. Before doing a commit, you must do an update and resolve any possible conflicts before you commit your copy. To add a new file or folder, you need to use add and then commit. If you want to get rid of file, you need to delete in your local folder and then commit the folder. Make sure to update regularly, otherwise you will have lots of conflicts. S1 will not help you if you do not commit regularly. If you add lots of new stuff, make sure to commit everything. So what is Subversion? Subversion is a free open source version control system. That is, Subversion manages files and directories and the changes made to them over time. This allows you to recover older version of your data, for example, the history of how your data changed. So customers copy file from the repository, creating a local working copy, and then make change to the working copy and record the change in the repository.